And Peter, if you'd like to talk us through the bit where you walk into the TARDIS. What a dream scenario that must have been. God, you must be whooping!
Yeah, no, that was great fun. Obviously, getting a chance to do that. I think it was something I'd never thought of before. I never thought that there would ever come a day where the Doctor would be faced with that whole new experience. But that was great fun. Yeah.
And Stephen, when you're doing the Christmas Day Doctor Who, what goes through your head? It's very different, I presume, from doing any other episode. What do you have to, figure in, factor in?
Well, it kind of is different, and it isn't different. It has to be Doctor Who, but it was nice, particularly after the end of the last series, where it all got quite dark, to go back to the sort of light-hearted action adventure with a surprising kick of emotion in the last bit. That it normally is. But mainly, actually, my highlight in terms of writing it was just what Peter is saying. Who ever thought that I didn't expect it to happen in the script until I realised logically it had to happen. The Doctor had to walk into the TARDIS and notice it was bigger on the inside and make a tit of himself than anyone else had ever done.
Did you sit? I can imagine you just sitting there and just smirking and then laughing and then just going, "Oh, this is brilliant! Yes, this has to happen."
It was great fun to run. It was great fun.
Good. Okay, we're going to open this out to questions from the audience. So if you would like to raise your hand, and then we have people out there with microphones who will come and we'll go through the questions. So the first person who would like to ask a question, where do we have a microphone? Right, let's go over here first of all then, please. Who's your question to? And just speak really loud so that we can hear what you've got to say. You might have to move a little closer to your microphones, I think, just so that everyone can hear at the back. Okay, first question, please. Who's it for?
This is for Alex. I've watched you sort of form with David Tennant and Matt Smith through the years, and I was wondering, how do you feel like River has changed in her character with each Doctor?
I don't actually feel that River has. I think as sort of essentially, and you must correct me, I've got the creator of River right here, so, but she's sort of, I feel she's absolutely her own person, and she adapts, but who she is in essence, I think, ultimately stays the same. There are episodes, in a sense, that follow her good days or her bad days, and sometimes she might be more naughty than other times, which is what's so fun about her. I think that, I think the way she treats the Doctor in this episode when she doesn't realise who he is, I think is sort of kind of quite indicative of who she is. It's just we haven't gotten to see her very often playing outside of being with the Doctor. But let me go to the man who really should be answering that question, Stephen.
Well, I think she is, as Alex says, she's always River, and I don't think she pays that much attention to which face he's wearing. I don't think she really cares. I don't think when she finishes an adventure with the Doctor, she remembers which one it was. It doesn't matter. He's the Doctor, and she treats him sort of the same way. And that's, as essentially fantastic, wonderful, the man she loves, and slightly junior to her.
And is this the end of River in the Doctor's adventures?
Look, I killed her off in her first adventure. I wrote her the Ghost in another adventure. I wrote some minisodes on a DVD, which were definitely her last appearance. There is no way to kill off River. She started dead.
Thank the Lord for that, because River is a fantastic character. Okay, let's have another question then, please. If you can just show us where the microphone is going to arrive next. Okay, yeah, over here. Oh, a child's question. This is what we want. Speak aloud.
Is River going to be your next assistant?
I'm not an assistant, I'm a wife.
You have learned a great lesson in life. Never forget it.
I think we dealt with that perfectly then. Okay, another question. Yeah, if you can go to the guy just here. We will get over here in a minute.
I have a question for Peter. This is your first proper story, totally past Clara. How do you approach that episode from the Doctor's point of view?
There's plenty to do in this episode, and my excitement that he was working with Alex, obviously, I'm so used to having Jenna around, I sort of don't really think she's gone, really. I sort of find it difficult to imagine that she's not just going to turn up. But my big excitement was that Alex was coming, who I hadn't met before, but obviously had admired, and everybody told me was lovely, and indeed she was and is. And also I think just, her performance is so fantastic. It's just so wonderful to enjoy that. But there wasn't really any space in the episode to do anything that reflected how the Doctor was feeling by Clara, other than his general melancholy.
In that bit where you fall in the snow, I got a sense, not even knowing because they hadn't aired yet, but I got a sense in that bit in the snow where you started laughing, that you were laughing with a sort of just letting go and the relief of something. So I'm just letting you know that.
Should you ask whether Stephen deliberately meant that as a point of it? So.
Well, yes, he says I haven't laughed in a long time. Yeah.
Okay, and another
That's why she always comes back.
Let's have a question over here. Yes, ask your question, please.
Well, in the David Tennant episode where River first appears, I was just saying towards the end of this episode, there's a lot of references to that, the sonic screwdriver, the way the book turns out, and how the Doctor says spoilers. I wonder if Stephen, whether you'd seen that episode, and that episode, like, recently you saw it, and that inspired you in a way to finish off the end in any sort of way?
Well, I always knew, I wasn't sure if we'd ever do the Derillium episode. I wasn't sure if that was something that happened off screen or on screen. But when this came up, it just became irresistible. For those of you who haven't the faintest idea what any of us Doctor Who nerds are talking about, which I appreciated, most of you, the entire story of this was predicted in our 2008 episode, I think it was, Forest of the Dead. Did I get that right? Did I get it right? Was it wrong?
So look,
Pretty
what
badly
year was it?
wrong.
You know, it's
Where the sounds like Forest of the Dead. No, it was Forest of the Dead. When he talks about, when she talks about her last meeting with the Doctor. Don't correct me on that. I don't know what year it is, but I know the name of the bloody episode. And she talks about the whole night at Derillium, which I now realise was 24 years of constant joy. So it was. I did go back and I did look at that. And actually, if you all go home now, don't actually go home now in the middle of me answering your question, because that would be really upsetting. If you go home after I finish this question and re-watch Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead, it does all match. It does all fit in terms of what she says about her last night with the Doctor. And what is even more remarkable is that Alex Kingston has remained the same age. Nobody else involved has. We've all splatted like bugs on a windscreen. But Alex Kingston is exactly the same. And go look, geez, you hadn't aged at all. Not one day. Thank God for that.
Okay, another question, please. Yeah, if you just go in here.
So question to Stephen and Peter. Which episode in the past series, like the last series that we just made, which one did you enjoy filming the most?
I don't like to pick favourites because they all have extraordinary things in them. And you're also very conscious that one's time as Doctor Who is finite. So every episode is very special.
That was so
Scottish. An equivocation followed by a certainty of mortality.
The question was to you as well, definitely. So now we come to you. Are you the politician like Peter?
No, which one did I like? Oh God. No, honestly, I think they're all actually genuinely better than each other. I can't. Right now, that one we just saw, because it's the most recent one. I only care about the one that's next and the one that was last, and that's all I ever think about is that. So, I mean, I genuinely, properly, pathetically, and childishly, am deeply in love with the most recent or most imminent episode. I can't say anything other than that. I care profoundly and tragically and tear-inducingly about all of them. You know how they say Doctor Who fans are really sad? I'm the really sad one. I'm the king.
And there are many Doctor Who's going on in your head at the moment. You say imminent, like forthcoming. Do you plan it? What stage are we at? What's going on?
Well, we've had meetings today with two writers who've never written Doctor Who before.
What have they worked on?
Well, nothing. We just find them in the street. No, they are brilliant and prominent and amazing writers, and if I told you their names, your brain would explode. No, actually, that would be unpleasant. But no, we're already moving. It's going to be amazing.
More questions then, please. Right. That's my daughter down there. Hang on a minute. Automatically, I go for my child. Okay. Do you mind if I do this? Well,
no.
she got asked in Greek.
Who do you like better, Clara or your wife?
Honestly, who do you like?
Well, Clara's a very special friend. But my wife is my wife. So I love them both very deeply in slightly different ways.
You can only choose one.
Keep going.
I can only choose one.
You can only choose one.
Well, I love the one I'm with.
I think someone has to take the microphone away from Coconut. That was brilliant. Well done. Very proud of you. Okay, we have another question over here. Oh, lovely Christmas jumper, sir. And good hair.
This is the King Hydro fan.
Yes.
It can only be a nightmare for young man like yourself. And I hope that you'll take this as a lesson as you go on in life to eat well and to exercise.
Okay, and we have another question over there. Again with the Christmas jumper, looking fabulous.
This is for Stephen. Who has been your favourite Doctor and why?
You know that one with the two hearts who's got a TARDIS? He is way better than any other Doctor on television. All those ones in Capaldi, they're kind of crap compared to Doctor Who, aren't they? So my favourite Doctor is unequivocally, and I'm prepared to say this in public, Doctor Who.
Okay, another question. Yeah, let's go there. Kind of in a suit, possibly. Very precious. Yeah.
Hi. A question to Stephen. The last series especially was really complex and really quite thought-provoking. When you're writing the episodes, is that just something you do? Do you read a lot of philosophy or physics and things, because they are quite complex? I wonder how you come to such complex stories.
Well, I watched a lot of Doctor Who when I was a kid. And being hugely influenced by children's television, I write more of it. It's not that complicated, mate, really. It's not. If you're having trouble following it, ask a 12-year-old. Seriously. But no, I don't. I mean, I think one of the things we have to keep in mind, and actually to be serious, is when you're writing, Doctor Who is for everyone, but in a strange way, we all know this, it belongs to children. And when we write for young people, we have to keep in mind that they are far more intelligent than we are or ever will be. Right? They can watch Doctor Who at its most complex while tweeting their friends and emailing other friends and playing Angry Birds and doing their homework, apparently. So you have to raise it up. You have to meet their level of expectation and their need for it. Look at the books they're reading, the doorstep books they're reading. Children are not cute little mini versions of us. They are not our pets. They're our replacements, and they are definitively better than we are, so we have to keep up with them with really complicated television.
This is to Peter and Alex. If in that acting, is there any improvisation when you're doing it, or is it just...
No.
You did. You improvised in the scene in the restaurant. Yeah. That you know, that whole bit when we were doing the auction. You did quite a bit of improvisation there. Well, not, but but you did. You kind of did your own thing. That didn't you?
And it was very funny, yeah.
I was always perfect.
Well, as a rule, I don't, you know, sometimes we do little alternatives, but as a rule, I don't think it's a good idea to improvise because I think the scripts are so strong. It's better to be disciplined and just try and do the ones that are there. But I think the improvisation or the creativity really happens between the lines.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. The truth is that actually, you, well, not unfortunately, but you see the final product. We are in the most incredible position of actually being able to read the scripts. And getting a script through the mail with Stephen's name on it and opening up the first page and knowing that you're going to read an episode that he's written and that you're going to be playing in that episode it's literally like Christmas has come again. It's so exciting. And this episode in particular, I laughed out loud. The dialogue was so sharp and so witty, and it's sort of like the most amazing piece of music. It all just works and flows brilliantly. So, I mean, in truth, we really don't improvise because it's not going to help the script in any way. Unfortunately, it's perfect. And he's just a genius over here.
I mean, the trick is to make it look improvised. It's not.
Okay, we have...
Actually, just because the big slightly noise there, the reality is what actors of this caliber do is they always throw other stuff in as they're trying to find the scene. And I'm sitting in the cutting room thinking, they don't think we're going to keep it in. But I think, oh, that's funnier than anything I've written. So we keep it in. So yes, there is, I can never remember which bits they are, but there are always funny lines and lovely moments that come from the actors. And that's because they are so centered and so there in their role. So yes, it's all good bits are not me. That's the reality.
We have time for just one more question. So, who's got microphones? Everyone with a microphone? Over there. Right, let's go back here.
Question for Peter. If you could, would you want to keep the Sonic shades that you have?
I have kept them. I've got them on me right now. Yeah, no, I think the Sonic shades are fun, and the Sonic screwdriver's fun. A Sonic hearing aid might be useful. A Sonic radio, a Sonic trowel. Yeah, there's room for all kinds of Sonic devices.
So the shades haven't gone then? The shades will possibly...
I'm going to hang on to those shades and use them at every possible opportunity.
But not the Sonic trowel, obviously. Listen, thank you all very much. Thanks to you lot for being here today. This is not the end of your Doctor Who experience. It's going to be fabulous. If you head through those doors, leave your coats and your bags here. as we mentioned at the beginning, and head through there and you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful evening. But I think we should give a big round of applause for